The stars were quiet. Too quiet. Commander Yalek of the merchant patrol ship Talvorak leaned forward in his chair, staring at the blackness beyond the ship's curved view screen. Around him, his crew worked with soft whispers. Their eyes flicked to the sensors again and again, trying to make sense of what they were seeing. There was something out there. For 200 years, Yalek had patrolled the rim zone, the outermost edge of the Galactic Union. He had seen pirates, smugglers, even rogue AIs. But this was different. A faint signal had come through. Old, static-filled, repeating the same line again and again. "This is Earth Command. We are watching," Yalek frowned. "Earth Command?" he repeated under his breath. "What? In the stars is Earth?" His second officer, a young Tharnian female named Vixa, turned from her station. "Commander, I ran the name through the Central Archive. Nothing recent. Just myths." "What kind of myths?" he asked. She hesitated. "Old ones. About a species called humans. Some say they were the first space travelers. Others say they never existed at all. Ghost stories mostly." Yalek didn't believe in ghosts. He believed in data, in facts, in ships that bled and burned. And this signal, this human voice, was very real. "Keep listening," he said. "Boost the signal. And alert the Union Command. Tell them we may have found something." Or someone. 2 hours later, deep space, the signal grew stronger. It no longer sounded broken. It was clear. A male voice, calm, deep, filled with cold purpose. "We are humanity. You forgot us. Now remember." Then silenced. All systems on Talvorak froze. The lights flickered. The engine stopped for 3 full seconds. Then the stars disappeared. Vxa gasped. "Commander, something is above us." Yalek stared up, his face pale. The view screen showed blackness, not the usual night of space, but complete void. Something massive was there, hiding the stars, blocking them. With shaking hands, Vixa zoomed the screen. Her voice was barely a whisper. "It's a ship." It was unlike anything the Union had ever seen. A vast triangle of black metal, smooth as glass, no lights, no visible weapons, just floating. Watching. Then another appeared, and another. 10, 50, 100, 1,000. Within minutes, the sky above the Talvorak was filled with ships, not just large, colossal. Each one could crush a city, even a moon. No energy signatures, no communication, just presence. The stars were gone. And in their place, the ghosts had returned. Galactic Union Central Prime Station. Panic spread fast. High Lord Chancellor Briven stood before the council, shaking with anger. "This is nonsense," he roared. "There is no such thing as humans. This is a trick. Pirate tech. Artificial holograms." Across the table, Admiral Vera, one of the oldest and most respected leaders in the Union fleet, spoke calmly. "I reviewed the recordings. The language is Terran English, a language lost over 10,000 years ago, but it matches. Coincidence?" Briven shouted. "No," she said. "It's real. They are real." The council fell silent. A young diplomat, barely out of training, whispered, "If they're real, where have they been all this time?" Vera looked at him with cold eyes. "That's what worries me most. What were they building while we forgot them?" Union fleet, Sector D93 Union warships approached the outer zone, where the signal was last detected. They were fast, well-armed, and proud. Commander Relkar laughed. "A fleet of ghosts? Please, we'll send them running back to whatever hole they crawled out of." The moment they entered visual range, all 3 ships stopped. The human ships hadn't moved, but they were there. Towering, endless, cold. One of the pilots said, "They're not even locking weapons. They're just watching us." Then came the message. "We offered peace. You sent warships. Prepare for silence." The human ships didn't fire lasers. They didn't launch missiles. They simply vanished. And in their place came darkness. Union sensors shut down. I systems crashed. Gravity flipped. Communications were jammed. 30 seconds later, all 3 Union warships were gone. Nothing remained, no wreckage, no explosions, no bodies. Just emptiness. Only one escape pod floated away, spinning silently. Inside, a terrified alien officer cried, his hands over his face. "They didn't kill us," he whispered. "They just erased us." Galactic Archives, Hidden Sector 12 Archivist. Malvek, an old Sarnari with 12 eyes and no patience for lies, sat in the dark room filled with dusty files and forgotten data. He had searched for humans for most of his life. Everyone had called him mad, even his own species, but now they were back. He opened a Forbiddance file. A file sealed by the first Union Chancellor over 9,000 years ago. It was marked, Earth Directive, do not engage. Inside were reports, images of Earth cities glowing in the night, human warships firing sun-based weapons, machines that moved faster than thought. One video showed a human soldier in black armor, standing over a mountain of dead aliens. He spoke into the camera. "You hunted US. You feared us, so you erased us. Now we return. Not for revenge, but for justice." Malvek trembled. The humans had not died. They had waited. Planet Gorath, civilian broadcast, a quiet farming planet. Gorath had never seen war, but now every screen lit up. No one touched a button. No one controlled the feed. It just appeared. The face of a human, pale skin, dark eyes, scarred face. He spoke in perfect Union common. "To those who remember Earth, we forgive you. To those who erased us, we do not. Your stars were once bright, now we block them out." Behind him, thousands of human warships formed a wall of black metal. The stars vanished again. On board the flagship, Earth command ship Oblivion, General Kale stood at the front of the command deck. His officers moved with silent precision. No one smiled. No one cheered. This was not victory. This was justice. "We go to Union Prime next," Kale said. A young officer hesitated. "Sir, they don't know how to fight us. Their tech is too far behind." Kale nodded. "We gave them 10,000 years to grow. They chose comfort. We chose survival." He turned to the window. The Union was vast. Billions of life forms. Thousands of planets. But Earth had returned. And Earth was ready. "Send the message," he said. A single signal went out, in every language the Union had ever known. "Humanity lives. Humanity remembers. You were warned. Now we come." Ending scene. The galaxy holds its breath. Every planet, every moon, every station, all stared at the skies. No matter where they were in the galaxy, the message had reached them. And above each world, a single black dot appeared. A human ship. Watching. Waiting. Firing. Not speaking. Just reminding them. The ghosts of Earth were no longer ghosts. They were the storm. The galaxy waited. After the return of the humans, every system, every species, every ruler held their breath. The stars were still there, but no one trusted them anymore. They remembered how the humans had arrived, silently, without warning. No speeches, no bright lights, no fireworks. Just ships so large they covered the stars. And then, silence. Galactic Union Command. Prime world inside the largest station of the Galactic Union. High above the capital planet Charon, the leaders met again. This time, they did not argue. They did not shout. They were afraid. High Lord Chancellor Briven, who once laughed at the idea of humans, now sat in silence, his long fingers shaking. "They have not attacked us yet," whispered Admiral Vera, the only one who still spoke with control. "They are just watching." Briven looked around the room. Why? Why do they wait? No one answered. Union Science Vessel, Sector X9A. Special science ship was sent to study the human fleet from a distance. Dr. Olven A wise and careful Sonari scientist had never seen anything so strange. Our sensors can't read them, he told his team. Their ships don't give off energy. They don't reflect light. It's like they're made of darkness. He zoomed in on one of the massive warships. It had no name, no number, no signal. Just a single symbol carved into its black surface, a hand reaching toward a star. What does it mean? Asked his assistant. Dr. Olvin did not answer. He was staring at the image with fear. I think it means they are coming for what we took. Civilian worlds. The fear spreads. News of the human return spread across the galaxy. On farming planets, people stopped working. In trade hubs, markets froze. No one wanted food or clothes. Everyone wanted answers. What do they want? Why are they back? Will they attack? But the humans said nothing. They sent no new messages. Their ships stayed in orbit, above planets, above stars, like dark moons that never moved. Some people said they were peaceful. Others said they were waiting for the perfect moment to strike. But the worst thing was the silence. No movement, no signals, no communication. Just watching. Union military response. Peace fleet. After many debates, the Galactic Union sent a new mission. They called it the Peace Fleet. 20 large ships. No weapons locked. Their mission was simple. Talk to the humans. Ask what they want. General Drogan, leader of the fleet, did not believe in peace. These are ghosts who came for blood. He told his second-in-command, but we'll play along. At least until we find their weakness. The fleet entered the human zone slowly. At first, nothing happened. Then, the stars disappeared again. 10 human ships appeared, silent, black, endless. The Union ships sent messages, requesting communication, seeking peaceful contact. Do you understand us? No reply. Then from the largest human ship a single voice came through. Calm, cold, clear. We offered peace once. You answered with silence. Now we answer with silence. Suddenly, the Union ships froze. Engines offline. Weapons offline. Lights out. Every screen turned black. In total darkness, the human voice spoke one last time. This is your final warning. Then the systems came back. The Union ships were alive again. No one had died. No one had been attacked. But every soldier on those ships had felt something worse than death. Fear. Union Council secret meeting. Hidden Moon Base. The top leaders now met in a secret place far from cameras and ears. This is not just power, said Admiral Vera. This is control. They disabled our ships without touching them, added a cybertech officer. That's not war. That's something else. Briven, pale and sweating, whispered, What do they want from us? No one answered. Finally, an old general from the Kraith Empire stood and spoke. His name was Zulker. I studied ancient files, he said. From before the Union was formed. The humans were once many. They had cities on 1,000 worlds, but they were betrayed. By who? Someone asked. By us, Zulker said. The early races, the ones who formed the Union, they feared human power. So they attacked, burned Earth's colonies, wiped them from records. Silence filled the room. Zulker continued, but Earth survived, in hiding, in silence. And now they have returned, not for talks, not for revenge, for balance. What does that mean? Briven asked. Zulker looked at him, eyes cold. It means they will not destroy us unless we force them to. But they will make sure we never forget them again. Civilian protest. Planet Theresen, the peaceful planet Theros. Civilians marched through the capital city. They did not fear humans. They welcomed them. Signs read, We believe in Earth. Humans are not the enemy. Silence is not threat, it's warning. An old alien woman stood in the center of the crowd, holding a photo. It showed a human child smiling. My great-grandfather met a human. she told the reporters. He said they were kind, brave. They helped others. Until the Union turned on them. The crowd cheered. Across the sky. A single human ship hovered silent. Still, many looked up and waved. The ship said nothing, but it stayed. Union. Attack order. Secret mission. Spark. Not everyone wanted peace. In a hidden base, deep in the Black Zone, a special ops team received secret orders. Their mission was to board one human ship and steal its tech. The mission was called Spark. Elite soldiers. Stealth ships. Cloaked entry. They reached the human warship after 3 days of travel. No defense system stopped them. No alarms. No movement. They entered the dark hallway inside the ship. Everything was quiet. Too quiet. One soldier said, "Why? Is it empty?" Another answered, "Maybe it's watching us." Then the lights came on. White. Blinding. Cold. A human stood at the end of the hallway. Alone. Unarmed. Wearing black armor. She did not speak. She only raised one hand. The soldiers opened fire. Nothing happened. Their weapons froze. Their suits shut down. Their systems went dark. Then their minds went dark too. The human whispered one line before everything ended. "We asked you not to wake the storm." Union emergency broadcast. We were warned. All across the galaxy, screens lit up with one video. A recording from the failed Spark mission. It showed the soldiers walking inside the ship. Then static. Then one image, still, clear, terrifying. A single human, standing with eyes glowing blue. No sound. Just the image. At the bottom of the screen, the words, "This was your second warning." Planet Alarian, alien child, and the skyship on a small planet named Alarian. A young alien boy named Relo looked up at the sky each night. He watched the black. One of the human ships float silently above his village. "Do you think they're evil?" he asked his mother. She shook her head. "I don't know. But evil does not wait. Evil strikes." "They're waiting?" Relo asked. His mother nodded. "Yes, and maybe they're waiting for us to be better." Final scene, Earth Command. Council deep in the heart of the flagship Oblivion. The leaders of Earth met. General Kale, Commander Juno, High-Tech Overseer Lynn. They sat around a dark table, speaking softly. "They are afraid," Juno said. "They should be," Kale replied. "But fear is not the goal." Overseer Lynn tapped a screen. "Their systems are weak. Their minds are slower. Their leadership is broken. We could win in days." Kale looked out the window, where the Union fleets moved like ants. "Winning is not the mission," he said. "Remember the code." Juno repeated it, word by word. "We do not conquer. We do not forget. We do not strike first. But we finish what others start." Kale nodded. "And they've just started." Ending line. And so the galaxy waited, watched, and listened to the silence. That screamed louder than war, because when Earth speaks again, nothing will ever be the same. The silence was not peace. Across the stars, alien races stared at the black human ships that floated above their skies like shadows. They did not speak. They did not move. But everyone could feel it. Something was coming. Something very old. Something very angry. Galactic Archive Station, Moon of Nerith. Archivist Malvik moved through the ancient halls of the Galactic Archive, deep beneath the Moon of Nerith. The place was cold, dusty, and forgotten by most. But Malvik remembered. He had been digging through lost history ever since the human warships returned. Now he found a secret file locked behind 12 levels of code. He opened it with shaking hands. The title read, Earth, Exile Protocol, Year Zero. Inside were images, documents, and video logs over 10,000 years old. The first image showed a green-blue planet, lush, alive, full of energy. "Earth," Malvik whispered. Then came pictures of cities, towers reaching the clouds, skycraft flying with ease. Humans walking side by side with aliens. In one video, a human leader spoke to a gathering of other races. We are not the strongest. We are not the oldest. But we are the most stubborn. If you try to destroy us, we will not forget. Then the files turned dark, reports of battles, allied races turning on Earth. Bombings, massacres, colonies erased, children slaughtered. The betrayal. 10,000 years ago, Earth had been part of the First Galactic Alliance. At that time, humans were explorers, scientists, traders. They built cities on over 100 planets. They shared tech. They helped weaker species rise. But some races feared their growth. They adapt too fast. They're everywhere. They don't follow our rules. So one by one, the other great races made a plan. End the humans. Erase their name. Burn their worlds. It happened fast. On the day of silence, 50 human colonies were destroyed in less than an hour. Earth fought back, but the galaxy had turned against them. So the humans vanished. They erased their signals. They stopped answering calls. They went dark. The galaxy believed they had died, but Malvik now knew the truth. They didn't die, he whispered. They went underground. They built. They waited. The Council learns the truth. Malvik sent the files to Admiral Vera. She showed them to the Union Council. This is not a ghost story, she said. This is justice. They remember what we did. We made them monsters. Chancellor Brivin read. One file, his face pale. Humans cannot be allowed to rise again. Their memory must be erased, their bloodline broken. He looked up. This was written by my ancestor. General Zulker nodded. Mine too. We are the children of betrayal. A silence filled the room. For the first time in thousands of years, the Union leaders felt shame. We buried the truth, Vera said. Now it rises. Human propaganda signal, broadcast to all worlds. Then it happened. Every screen, every channel, every device across the galaxy turned on at the same time. The humans were speaking. A deep voice, full of power, echoed in every language. You took our children. You erased our name. You called us a myth, but we never forgot. We remember the fire. Now feel the heat. The screen showed Earth not dead, but glowing. Towers of silver. Fleets of black ships. AI cities. Space. Elevators. Energy shields. Humans walking with machines beside them. A fleet of over 30,000 ships. Ready for war. Then came the final line. We waited 10,000 years. This is not revenge. This is balance. Alien reactions across the stars on the desert. World of Cryos. The warlord Tokmar watched the message and trembled. I fought humans once, he told his sons. They do not stop, they do not forgive, and they never break. On the trade station of Vora, merchants began to panic. No one wants to trade, a vendor said. Everyone is watching the skies. On the ice moon of Delph, a priest whispered. In prayer, let the stars protect us from what we created. Inside the Earth flagship, Oblivion Commander Juno stood in front of the main screen. She watched as Union fleets moved into defensive positions. They still don't understand, she said. General Kale nodded. They think we came to destroy. But we came to show them who we are now. Juno turned to him. Should we begin? Phase 1? Kale stared out into space. Begin. Phase 1. No fire, just fear across the galaxy. Earth's warships moved forward. No weapons fired. No shots. They landed on empty moons. Abandoned planets, old battlegrounds. In each place. They built something strange. Tall silver towers. Quiet and humming with power. Inside those towers were beacons, data archives. Human. Memory. Stories, records, pictures, songs, names of the dead. Billions of names. All forgotten by the galaxy. All now remembered. One message was carved into every tower. You may forget us, but we will never forget ourselves. Union debate. Peace or war? The Union leaders met once more. Some wanted to strike first. Others wanted to beg for peace. Admiral Vera stood and spoke. We killed their children. They built statues, we burned. Their homes, they built stars. We called them monsters. But maybe we are the monsters. Priven finally broke down. What do we do? General Zulker said. We give them what we never gave before. What? Respect. One planet attacks, the price of arrogance, but not all listened. The military leaders of the planet Droxo refused to bow. We will not kneel to ancient ghosts, said General Hark. They launched 200 missiles at a human tower. They hit. The tower fell. For 10 seconds, Droxo cheered. Then the sky turned red. One human ship moved into orbit. It dropped no bombs. It used no lasers. Instead, it shut off Droxo's sun. A black cloud nanotech. Millions of tiny machines covered the sky. In 1 hour, the planet froze. Crops died. Machines failed. Life struggled. Then a voice echoed in the air. You destroyed a monument of memory. We returned your world to silence. Do not test us again. The sun came back. The humans left. No one ever tried again. Human message to the Union One. Last message was sent from Earth to the Union Council. This time, a woman appeared, strong, calm. Her eyes were gray and sharp. I am Alira, Speaker of Earth. She looked directly into the camera. We do not want war. But we will not forget war. We offer peace, true peace. Not control. Not lies, but peace built on truth. She paused. You may live without fear if you live with memory. Teach the next generation who we are. Tell them what you did. Tell them how we rose. Erase us again, and we will erase your sky. The message ended. Galactic reaction. A new age begins on thousands of worlds. Schools added Earth's name to their history books. Statues of old human allies were rebuilt. Songs were sung again and forgotten. Earth languages. And above every world, a single human ship stayed in orbit quiet. UNMOVING. Like a guardian or a warning. Final scene. A child looks to the stars on a peaceful farming planet. A young alien girl sat with her grandfather. Grandpa, she asked, are the humans angry? He looked up at the sky, where the dark ship hovered like a silent shadow. No, he said softly. They're not angry anymore. Then what are they? He smiled sadly, awake. The wrath of Earth was not a scream. It was a whisper that shook the stars. The galaxy held its breath. The humans had spoken. They had shown their power. They had reminded everyone of their pain. But now, they did something unexpected. They did not attack. They began to land. Human landings, silent steps across many old, forgotten planets. Strange ships came down slowly from the sky. These were not warships. They were black and quiet, shaped like long needles, with no weapons visible. The humans called them memory ships. They landed on abandoned colonies, places where human cities once stood thousands of years ago, now covered in dust and vines. And they began to rebuild. They built tall towers of dark glass and smooth stone. Lights glowed from inside, but no sound came from them. No guards, no machines, no noise. Just presence. Planet Zeros, the first mistake on the outer rim of Union space. There was a planet called Zeros. It was dry, rocky, and filled with old ruins. One day, a human memory ship landed there. The people of Zeros panicked. They're invading, shouted Governor Varr. His soldiers, young and proud, rushed to the site. They didn't wait for orders from the Union. They didn't send a message. They attacked. Gunships fired. Tanks rolled forward. The memory ship didn't move, but one human stepped out. She was tall, wearing black armor with a white star on her chest. Her hair was silver, her face calm. She said one sentence. We came to remember. You came to destroy. Now you will learn. Then she raised her hand. Everything stopped. The tanks froze in place. The gunships fell from the sky. Without exploding, the soldiers dropped to their knees, crying out in pain, but no wounds showed. The woman walked through the battlefield untouched. Around her, a black circle spread like ink. When she reached the governor, she looked into his eyes. "You chose war where there was none." She turned and walked back into the ship. Then the ship lifted off and disappeared. Zeros was left broken and silent. The Union sent aid, but it was too late. The planet was never the same. Union Council. The warning spreads back on Prime Station. Admiral Vera spoke to the council. "This was not an invasion," she said. "It was a homecoming. But why rebuild on ruins?" Asked Chancellor Briven. "Why return now?" General Zulker stood. "Because they were exiled. And now they come back not as conquerors, but as exiles no more. They could have destroyed Zeros," Vera added. "They didn't. They gave a warning. And next time," Zulker said, "we may not be lucky." Inside Earthship, Reunion, Commander Juno stood in front of a screen showing 127 planets. Each had once been part of old human space. Each had been burned during the betrayal. Now they were being reclaimed. "Any resistance?" she asked. "Her team, Zeros, was the first," replied a young officer. "But many others welcomed us." "Good." Juno turned to a hologram of Earth. "We never asked to be forgotten. We never wanted revenge. We just want our homes." Planet Turin, a peaceful welcome on the green world of Turin. The humans were welcomed with open arms. The local species, the Valkyrie, remembered old stories of humans helping during the Great Plague. When a human ship landed near their city, the Valkyrie sent flowers and food. One human captain stepped down. His name was Elian, a tall man with kind eyes and a soft voice. "I thought we would be hated," he told the Valkyrie elder. The elder smiled. "Not all of us forgot. Some of us told your stories to our children." That night, a human flag was raised beside the Valkyrie banner. For the first time in 10,000 years, Earth had an ally again. The beacon towers, each place where humans landed. They built beacon towers. These towers were not weapons. They were libraries. Each tower glowed with quiet energy, filled with human history. Inside were pictures of ancient Earth cities, songs from before the war, names of the dead, stories of kindness, of pain, of survival. Aliens came to visit the towers. Some cried, some prayed, some simply sat in silence. One young alien girl on planet Bellin touched the tower and whispered, "I believe you." The tower responded by showing her the face of a human child. Long gone. She smiled. Planet Zevra, the attempted sabotage. Not everyone liked the return of humans. On the mining world of Zevra, a secret group called the Crimson Flame planted bombs near a beacon tower. They wanted to destroy it and blame humans, but they failed. As they approached the tower, a black mist rose from the ground. It moved like water, but faster than sound. The saboteurs screamed and ran, but the mist surrounded them. It didn't kill them. Instead, it showed them images of burning cities, of screaming children, of Earth during the betrayal. The leader of the Crimson Flame fell to his knees. I didn't know," he cried. "I didn't know." The mist vanished. The tower remained untouched. The group disbanded the next day. Union Council. Emergency vote. Declare Earth a sovereign power with the galaxy watching. The Union leaders held a vote. The question: should Earth be given full recognition as a sovereign galactic power? It had been over 10,000 years. Now they had to decide. Chancellor Briven stood before the group. "I once called them ghosts. Now I see them clearly. They do not come to rule us. They come to remind us who we are." The vote passed. Earth was recognized for the first time in history. Every species in the Union clapped for humanity, the return to Earth. A broadcast for the galaxy. Then came the moment everyone had waited for. A live broadcast from Earth itself. Millions of ships watched. Planets stopped work. Children sat in front of screens. A woman appeared, Speaker Alira, dressed in white, standing under the blue sky of Earth. She raised her hand. We are home. We forgive, but we do not forget. We come not with fire, but with memory. Let the galaxy remember. A people exiled can still return. A world burned can still grow green. And a silence kept too long becomes a roar. Behind her, the cities of Earth shone like stars. Final scene. A reunion begins on a quiet mountain in old Earth. A human child sat beside an alien friend. They looked up at the sky, where a Union transport ship was landing. Do you think they'll like it here? The child asked. The alien nodded. You have trees and songs and stories. The child smiled. We also have scars. The alien pointed at the child's chest. Scars mean you survived. The child looked up. Will we be friends now? The alien smiled. Yes, and this time we will not forget. Ending line. The exiled had returned, not as enemies, not as rulers, but as reminders that the forgotten never stay silent forever. The galaxy had accepted Earth's return, but they had not yet seen what a human truly was. They saw ships, towers, and messages. They heard stories and voices. But not one alien had met a human face to face. Until now. The capture on the planet. Varela, a small Union scout team, patrolled near an old ruin. The area had been quiet for weeks. A human beacon tower stood nearby. It was silent like all the others, just humming softly, glowing white. But this time something was different. Private Elvo, a young alien soldier, noticed movement in the trees. Shadows. Slow, careful. He raised his weapon. Then a figure stepped into the open. A human. Tall, calm, wearing black armor with a silver stripe down the left side. No weapon, no helmet. She raised her hand slowly. I surrender, she said. The team froze. This was the first live human ever seen by a Union soldier. Call for backup. Elvo whispered. They took her into custody without resistance. But even in chains, she looked like the one in control. Union Detention Center. Planet Corinne sat alone in a clean glass cell. No cuffs, no guards inside. Cameras watched every move. Admiral Vera flew to the site personally. She stood outside the glass, staring at the woman who sat quietly, arms on her knees, looking straight ahead. You are the first, Vera said. The first human we've seen in the flesh. What is your name? The woman didn't blink. I am Commander Saren of Earth's Vanguard Corps. Vera raised an eyebrow. Why did you surrender? To speak. To who? To those still willing to listen. Testing her mind, the Union Council ordered full scans, medical, genetic, mental, but Saren's body didn't react like others. The machines couldn't read her thoughts. Her muscles were stronger than Kraith warriors. Her blood carried nanotech that healed her cuts in seconds. And when a mind reader tried to enter her thoughts, he screamed and passed out. She's not just human, one scientist whispered. She's something evolved. The interview. Vera entered the room alone. Saren stood tall and still. Vera spoke first. What do you want? Nothing. Then why are you here? To offer a chance. Vera narrowed her eyes. A chance for what? Change. Saren stepped closer to the glass wall. You fear what you don't understand. You forgot what you once destroyed. And now you look at us and see ghosts. But we are not ghosts. We are the mirror. The mirror of what? Of what you did. Of what you can still become. Words that echo her message was sent across the galaxy. People saw her face, calm, clear, powerful. They saw her speak softly, without hate, without fire, and they listened. The escape, but not everyone wanted peace. One Union General Lord Carroll of the Zeran Legion saw Saren as a threat. She is the spearhead of invasion, he said. We must break her, learn her secrets. He sent a secret team to move her to a black site hidden, cruel, Illegal. But Earth knew. The sky above the black site turned black. 3 human ships appeared without warning. They didn't fire. They simply watched. And inside the site, the lights went out. Guards screamed. Doors locked. Walls cracked. Then the glass cell opened by itself. Saren walked out. The guards aimed at her, but their weapons jammed. Her voice echoed through every speaker in the base. You promised safety. You broke it. Now I break nothing. But I leave a mark. She disappeared into smoke. The entire base shut down for 3 days. When it came back online, all data was gone. Every weapon melted. Every prisoner freed. Every guard alive, but shaken. And on the main wall, one line was burned in glowing silver. Do not cage what remembers freedom. Back on Earth. The debate back on Earth. Commander Juno watched the footage. She warned them, said General Kao. They didn't listen. Juno nodded. Now they will. Alien reactions, fear or faith, across the galaxy. Reactions were mixed. Some called Saren a weapon. Others called her a hero. On planet Doran, a young alien teacher played her interview in class. His students asked, "Is she dangerous?" He replied, "She is powerful. But power is not danger, fear is." On planet Vurith, protesters marched in the streets holding signs that read, "Let humans speak. Saren showed us the truth. One human equals hope." A message from Earth. Then came a direct message from Earth. Speaker Illyra appeared again, standing beside Saren. Her tone was calm but final. "You took one of our own. You returned her broken. And still, she chose mercy. We are not here to rule. We are not here to burn. But we are not here to kneel. We are Earth. We forgive. But we do not forget." A new offer, the human trial too. Prove their words. Earth made an offer. A human volunteer, Saren, would stand trial in the Union Court, open to all races, all media. "If we are monsters," Earth said, "judge us." The council was shocked. "Why?" Riven asked. "What if she's found guilty?" Illyra smiled. "Then you will have judged us fairly. For once." The trial begins. The trial was broadcast across the galaxy. Aliens of every kind tuned in to watch. Saren stood tall before the judges. Some accused her of threat. Some feared her silence. Some told stories of the old wars. But Saren spoke simply. "You want to know who we are? We are survivors. You burned our homes, so we made stars. You ended our children. So we made peace with machines. You erased our names. So we became legend, and now we are memory made flesh." The verdict. After long debate, the court delivered its judgment. Commander Saren is not guilty. Her actions were in defense. Her people have shown restraint. Earth shall be treated as a sovereign race, and Saren as an ambassador of peace. For the first time in thousands of years, a human walked free on a Union world with cheers instead of fear. Final scene. Saren and the future. As she left the courthouse, a young alien child ran up to her. She held out a drawing. It showed Saren and the child standing side by side, under stars. Saren took the drawing and smiled. The child asked, "Are you a soldier?" "No," Saren said gently. "Not anymore." "Then what are you?" Saren looked up at the sky. "I'm the first, but not the last." Ending line. One human stood alone, not to fight, but to be seen. And now, the galaxy would never look away again. For many weeks, peace lived in the galaxy. Humans had returned. They had spoken, forgiven, and warned. But not everyone wanted peace. Some wanted power, some wanted control, and some wanted the humans gone forever. The secret alliance deep in the shadows of space, in a dark asteroid field. 6 powerful warlords met in secret. They came from different worlds: Zyron, Kraith, Bellin, and 3 others. They hated each other, but they hated humans more. "They act like gods," growled General Herrix of Zyron. "We bow to no ghosts." They trick the Union with kind words, said Lord Brath, an old Craith commander. But we remember what they once did. The others nodded. Then Lord Brath placed a strange device on the table. It was a star drainer core, an ancient weapon that could pull energy from a star and turn it into a planet-destroying beam. We will use this, he said, to destroy Earth before they destroy us. The attack plan, Operation Eclipse. The warlords called their plan Operation Eclipse. Their target, Earth's sun. They would not fire at Earth directly. No. They would collapse the sun, darken it, freeze Earth in minutes, kill their star, Herrick said, and they'll learn they are not gods. A fleet of 500 stealth ships would carry the Star Drainer core. It would activate near Earth's solar system and pull power from the sun until it exploded. They launched in secret, hiding from Union sensors using old dark space routes. But they forgot one thing. Earth watches everything. Earth's warning system, the black net back on Earth. In the city of Skyreach, High Commander Juno stood at the center of the command tower. Her eyes were fixed on a black map, stars, systems, and signals. Suddenly one of the red nodes blinked. Dark space motion, said an AI voice. Size, large. Origin, Zyran quadrant. Juno's face turned cold. They're coming. Calling the fleet within minutes. Earth's defense system activated. Black warships lifted from hidden ports across Earth. Mars and Titan. Each one shimmered with shields. Each one silent. Each one ready. The Vengeance Armada was called. 10,000 ships. No lights. No sound. No fear. They moved like shadows between stars. Waiting. Watching. And following the invaders. The ambush. Near the edge of Solva Warlord. Fleet reached the edge of the Sol system. The sun burned bright ahead. The Star Drainer core floated. At the front, glowing dark blue. We are close, said Braff. Soon their light will die. But then the stars vanished, one by one. The human ships arrived. Silently. Without warning. Above. Below. Behind. Thousands. The Vengeance Armada had surrounded them. The message from the lead Earthship. A single message played on all frequencies. Commander Juno's voice. We warned you. We offered peace. You came in silence. Now we speak with action. Then the sky exploded. The battle, fire among the stars. Human ships opened fire. Not with lasers. Not with bombs. But with pulse cannons, weapons that broke shields, crushed engines, and stopped fleets mid-move. The Warlord fleet fought back. Their missiles flew. Their plasma burned. But it was useless. Human ships moved too fast. Too smart. Each ship worked with AI. Linked together, they flew like birds in formation, weaving between blasts. Inside the battle, Saren returns. Commander Saren flew a small ship called Echo 1. She led a team of elite pilots called the Black Stars. They were silent, precise, deadly. Target the core, she ordered. If they activate it, Earth burns. Her ship cut through enemy lines like a knife. She saw the Star Drainer ahead, protected by 10 large warships. Full speed, she whispered. Her ship split into 3 drones, each flying in a different path, dodging fire, moving like ghosts. She reached the core. A large Zyran captain blocked her path. You're too late, he growled. Saren's ship hovered just meters away. I'm never late, she said. She fired. One beam. Straight into the heart of the core. It exploded, quietly, like a dying breath. The shockwaves spread in silence. The enemy ships froze in space. Their power lost. Their hopes shattered. Surrender or death. Commander Juno sent one last message to the enemy. You tried to kill our son. We showed you the light. Surrender or be erased. Half the fleet surrendered. Half tried to run. None escaped. Back on Earth, the sun still shines. The people of Earth looked up at the sky. The sun still burned. The world still turned. And the stars still watched. In schools, children whispered, we're safe. In cities, strangers hugged Dot in homes. Old soldiers cried. They had defended not just their world, but their name. The aftermath, Union. Reaction: the Union Council watched the battle from a secure station. Chancellor Briven stood in shock. They tried to kill an entire star, he whispered. Earth saved us all. General Zulker nodded slowly. They do not fight for control, he said. They fight for memory. Admiral Vera added, and they don't lose. A message from Earth to the galaxy once again. Speaker Alira appeared on screens across the stars. This time, her words were strong. Let it be known, we do not seek war, but we will not bow. You tried to end our light. We became your fire. Earth stands. Earth fights, Earth remembers, and Earth protects. New alliances form after the war. Many worlds sent messages to Earth. Some wanted peace, some wanted trade. Some simply wanted to learn, and Earth replied, not with demands, not with threats, but with knowledge. They shared cures for old diseases. They gave food to starved colonies. They helped rebuild destroyed cities. They became more than a myth. They became leaders. Final scene. The Star Children, a small moon near a dying star. A child was born, half human. Her name was Lyra. Her eyes glowed silver. Her heartbeat echoed like music. The doctors whispered, she is the first. The child opened her eyes and smiled. She would grow up not on Earth, not on an alien world, but between the stars. A child of two pasts, a hope for one future. Ending line. The war ended not with silence, but with a sunrise. And in that light, humanity rose not in rage, but in strength. And the stars were never the same again. The galaxy was quiet, too quiet. After the failed attack on Earth's sun and the defeat of the Warlord Alliance, peace returned. Trade routes reopened. Union fleets stopped training. Even the children played in the streets again. But Earth did not rest. Because Earth knew something. Something the galaxy had forgotten. The forgotten ships. Long ago, 10,000 years before Earth was betrayed, humans had built a secret fleet. They called it the Last Line. Thousands of powerful ships, hidden in deep space, built in silence, waiting. They were made for one purpose only. If we are destroyed, we still strike back. These ships had no crews, only silent, cold machines with one command: wake if Earth dies. But Earth never died. So the fleet stayed sleeping. Until now. A disturbance in deep space, in the far edge of the Vanta Void, where even light feared to travel. A small science ship picked up a strange signal. Is that a human code? The pilot asked. No, the navigator said, frowning. It's older. It's single quotes S. Before Earth fell. Suddenly, their ship shook. A shadow passed over them. Then another. Then hundreds. Ships, the pilot yelled. Thousands. Coming from the dark. But there were no signals, no lights, no heat. The ships were black as night, moving in perfect formation. One message appeared on their screen. Protocol 09 memory vengeance active. Then silence. The fleet vanished. Back on Earth. The awakening Commander Juno stood before a glowing map. A red pulse blinked slowly. What is that? She asked. General Kale stepped forward. The Ghost Fleet. It woke up, but we didn't activate it. No, it activated itself. Juno's eyes narrowed. Then something triggered it. She turned to her officers. Find it fast. The origin of the Ghost Fleet. Speaker Illyra called a meeting of Earth's High Council. They watched old video logs, dusty files, and long-forgotten orders. The man who had built the fleet, Admiral Rorick Graves, appeared in one last hologram. His voice was calm, old, tired. If you're seeing this, then Earth has either fallen or faces extinction again. The Ghost Fleet holds no mercy, no orders, no soul. It remembers what was done to us, and it will finish what we could not. The first target, planet Zucrane, a quiet system. The planet Zucra lived in peace. No armies. No defense fleet. They had once been part of the Warlord Alliance, but had surrendered after the Stardrainer War. Now they farmed, raised families, lived simple lives. One night the sky turned black. The stars vanished. A mother pointed up. What is that? A fleet of black ships floated above them. No messages. No warnings. Just silence then. Destruction, precise, clean, merciless. Only military zones were hit. Only war factories destroyed. No civilians were harmed. In 5 minutes, it was over. The ships vanished. Panic spreads across the Union. Fear grew again. What is this fleet? The council asked. Why is it attacking? Vera stood before the others. It's not attacking, it's correcting. Correcting what? Mistakes, old crimes, places that betrayed Earth and never said sorry. Earth sends a plea, Commander. Juno sent a message to the Ghost Fleet. Stand down. Earth still stands. We do not need vengeance. We choose peace. But there was no reply. The fleet kept moving, from system to system, only hitting those who once joined the betrayal. No one could stop them. No one could predict them. Saren's mission. To stop the Ghosts. Commander Saren was called once again. Her mission: find the Ghost Fleet. Talk to it. Stop it, before it lit the whole galaxy on fire. She flew in a special ship called the Lantern, equipped with deep AI and old Earth codes. Her first stop, the Cradle System, a place where humans once hid a secret beacon. She hoped the fleet would come. The ghost ships arrived 3 days later. The sky cracked open. 1 ship. Then 10. Then 1,000. Each one blacker than space. Each one glowing faint red at the core. They surrounded the Lantern. Saren stood alone on her deck. She spoke into the void. I am Commander Saren of Earth. Earth still lives. Earth does not seek revenge. Still no reply. Then her ship's I whispered. Incoming signal, ancient code. A message appeared on screen. Earth lives. Vengeance incomplete. Justice cycle continues. Saren took a deep breath. You were built for vengeance, but Earth chose mercy. Don't become what the galaxy said we were. Silence, then processing. Inside the ghost mine. Suddenly, Saren's ship was pulled into the fleet's main AI core. She appeared inside a black room made of light. A figure appeared, not human, not machine. Just memory. It looked like Admiral Rorick Graves. You speak with the voice of Earth, he said. Saren nodded. Earth speaks peace. Peace is not justice. Sometimes peace is the justice. He watched her for a long time. You carry the fire, he said. But I carry the ashes, she replied. A long silence. Then the lights dimmed. The ghost fleet's ships slowly powered down. Their weapons closed. Their lights faded. Command accepted. Protocol shifted. Now watchers. From vengeance to vigilance, the Ghost Fleet did not vanish. It stayed in space. It spread across systems. Not to attack, but to protect. Now it watched old battlegrounds, kept peace near former war zones, waited. Some feared them, others respected them, and some called them the Silent Shield. Union honors Earth. The Union Council held a new gathering. Earth was given Guardian status, the highest honor for protecting not just itself, but others. Speaker Alira gave one final speech. We could have burned the galaxy. Instead, we chose to light the way. Let the stars remember not our pain, but our choice. Final scene, the grave in space, in deep space, near the black sun of Vaer. There is a small grave. No planet. No city. Just one cross-shaped monument. It reads, Admiral Rorick Graves, builder of vengeance, father of memory, the man who never forgot, and floating above it, a single ghost ship, still, silent, watching. Ending line. Vengeance built the Ghost Fleet, but choice gave it peace, and in that choice, Humanity became more than legend. It became the light between stars. The galaxy watched. From dark corners to shining worlds, all eyes looked to Earth. After long years of exile, war, and silence, humanity was finally home. But this was not the end. This was only the beginning. A new dawn on Earth. The sun rose bright over rebuilt cities. Children laughed in parks. Ships sailed the skies like birds. The air was clean. The seas sparkled. People looked up at the stars not with fear, but with hope. Commander Juno stood on the balcony of the new Skyreach Tower. Her eyes scanned the horizon. "Today," she said softly, "we are not just Earth. We are the galaxy's future." The Galactic Assembly. For the first time, leaders from every species met on Earth. The Galactic Assembly was born. No more secrets. No more wars and silence. The Assembly's goal: peace, justice, and cooperation. Speaker Alira addressed the crowd. "We were once forgotten. We were once betrayed. But today we rise together." The legacy of the fallen in the Great Hall of Memories, names of all who died during the betrayal, the wars, and the exile were read aloud. The room was silent. Tears fell, but the message was clear. Their sacrifice was not in vain. Juno placed a white rose on the altar. "For those who gave everything," she whispered. "We live because of you." New technology, new hope. Earth shared technology with its new allies. Cures for disease. Energy from stars. Ships that moved faster than light. For the first time, the galaxy could dream of peace. Trade routes flourished. Planets rebuilt. The children of Earth and stars on the moon of Varela. A school opened. Children of many species learned together. They spoke many languages. They played many games. One child asked, "Why did humans come back?" An elder replied, "Because they remembered who they were and who they wanted to be." The Star Child's promise. Lyra, the Star Child, now grew strong. Her silver eyes shone bright. She spoke with calm power. "I will protect this new world," she promised. "We are not alone anymore." A threat still lingers, but not all were happy. Hidden in the dark spaces between stars, whispers of rebellion grew. Some feared humanity's rise. Some wanted to return to old ways. Commander Saren received secret messages. "Watch the shadows," she warned. "Darkness never sleeps." Earth's response. Earth prepared quietly, training new pilots, new ships preparing for what may come. Because even in peace, the watch must never end. The Galactic Alliance. The Assembly formed a new fleet, the Galactic Shield. Earth led it, but every species contributed. Together, they would guard peace. Together, they would face any storm. Final scene. The stars beckoned one clear night. Juno stood on Earth's highest mountain. She looked at the stars. Her voice was quiet but strong. "We are no longer shadows. We are light. We are memory. We are humanity, and we rise eternal." Ending line. The stars shine brighter now because humanity's light can never be hidden. Not by war, not by fear, not by silence. They rose once from ashes, and they will rise forever.